horrible, but it's not that big a deal. It's like a little pinprick, but it's literally a spiral. We screw it into the baby's head so that we can get a good fetal tracing on the baby. Very direct contact, right? But to get the direct contact, you have to break the water. So that's a reason that they might break the waters. Very many clinicians will break the waters around 8 centimeters if they haven't broken on their own, mainly because they don't want to get wet. At the end of the day, if I'm sitting between your legs and have you in stirrups, which is also not evidence-based practice to put you on your back in stirrups, but if that's how I'm going to deliver you, and I'm sitting between your legs, and all the pressure from that birth comes and the water hasn't broken, where do you think the water's going to go? Right? In my face. So I don't want to get that water in my face, so we'll break the waters. Now, it's not a practice I agree with, but I also don't ever sit between women's legs and have their legs up in the air because that's not how I conduct births. So, because that's not how women give birth, that's not how I conduct births, because I'm not delivering anybody, I'm helping women to give birth, and that's a whole other discussion. But anyways, so breaking the waters. One of the reasons that we justify breaking the waters is to speed up the labor. Studies show that it doesn't speed up the labor statistically significantly enough to make it worth the risks of breaking the waters. And some of the risks of breaking the waters, if I break the waters, especially the hospitals whose protocols are to break every woman's water when she first comes in, if that head of the baby is not well engaged in the pelvis, you could cause what's called a prolapse cord, where the cord of the baby comes down before the baby's head, and then the baby's cord gets pinched between the baby's head and the maternal bones, and then you have a baby who's going to be asphyxiated. So what we do with that mother, once that happens, we would rush her down the hallway for a cesarean section. And I remember being at a lecture one time, and there's an obstetrician, and he was talking about medical emergencies. And among the things he was talking about was prolapse cords. And he said, and I don't know where he gets the statistics or if it's correct statistic, but he said, 50% of our prolapse cords are caused at our own hand when we break water. The other 50% when the water breaks on its own. And I thought to myself, wow, life-threatening emergency to the child, 50% of the incidences are caused by our own hand when we break the waters, which I already know is not a statistically significant enough of a speeding up of labor to make it worth doing. So I asked the doctor, I said, so in this hospital, do you have a policy against breaking water since it's not statistically proven good practice? And he said, no, we do it all the time. And I said, but how can you justify that if 50% of our prolapse cords come from this practice? And his reply to me was, well, it doesn't matter so long as I know how to get her down the hallway quickly and do a cesarean section. And I thought to myself, that's like walking up to someone and punching them in the nose and saying to them, it's okay, I can fix it after I break it. Right? So why are we breaking waters if it doesn't really have a real benefit to the mother or to the infant? And yet it has a potential, although not every mother is going to have an emergency, but it has the potential to cause a life-threatening emergency to the infant that then we rush to save them with the cesarean section. See, when your mentality is that the only thing that matters is a healthy mom and a healthy baby, it doesn't matter if it's vaginally or by cesarean section or by traumatic birth or by an empowering birth, then none of the progress or none of the process to get there matters much. If that's your only measure, is a healthy mom and a healthy baby. But I have news for you. The journey that women go through in birth, the journey that the babies go through in birth, it makes a lifelong effect on who we are as people.